Hi, my name's Tom Scott and I'm doing Level 3 Extended Diploma in Music Performance and Production, and this is Project 4 Task 1. Next please. So, for context, I wanted to develop my ability playing the guitar, and I want to develop my stage presence and confidence. So while with my confidence I want to go on stage, and I've watched videos back before and I've just been kind of stood there vibing with the music, playing guitar, but with this context and my research part of it, I want to play the guitar and jump about on stage, just have a good time. And I'll go into that further shortly down the line. And I want to improve my guitar techniques instead of just doing some of the same licks. I want to improvise a bit better, learn a bit more on the guitar, just so I can play better live as well. And while I'm moving, you have to learn and practice that while moving as well. And I want to have a better idea of set list planning. So with set list planning, I want a good song structure. So a fast-paced song at the beginning, second, third, fast, and then maybe go to a few slower songs and then start building it up while talking to the audience as well. And we're also making original music, so we've all got to sit down and learn everything like that and play and structure the song to the best of our ability. We've got a few at the minute which we want, and they sound pretty good, and I'll go into them a bit at a later date. Could we go on to the next slide, please? So for my research, I got primary and secondary sources. So I want to also, when I've watched my performances back, I analyse every performance. So it's a bit weird of me, but I'll just watch every single song over and over again and analyse my performance. So if I mess up in the set, I play the wrong part, or I do something really good, I want to learn what I've done well and just practice that part really well. And I'll listen to the same thing over and again over the next few days. And what I do bad as well, so if I play the wrong thing, or I should do an improvisation of a lick or something, I'll analyse what's gone right and what's gone wrong as well with that. And I also, if I want to improve stuff like stage presence and play like that, I also want to go to some gigs, watch what the guitarist's doing, how he sets up, where he has his amps, how he positions his guitar, and how his stage presence is, and how we can interact with the audience. So I want to improve that aspect of it as well, which I think I'm doing. Next slide, please. So to solve these problems, problems can happen all the time, so I want to find ways to rectify them. So by rectifying them, like I said in the previous one, I want to do this by watching videos back and then constantly evaluate my performances of recordings I've done from practice sessions or just live gigs as well. And then we also want to have an encore and a backup song, so just in case we're playing live, someone shouts encore because they've enjoyed it, we'll look stupid if we haven't got a song to play, and then we'll just have to go off and leave the audience disappointed. So we'd always have to come up with an idea. So even if we're not getting an encore, and we have an encore song, we'll probably get a couple of people in the audience to be our backup. And if someone doesn't shout, they'll shout it, so we can get everyone else involved in the crowd as well. So we want to have a good last song that everyone knows. So in this aspect, it's Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne. Everyone knows the song, well, we hope anyway, but it's a pretty famous song, so we play that last, or we can muddle it about depending on what set kind of place we're performing at as well. And we also need to bring extra equipment like guitar strings, an extra guitar, maybe another guitar in the same tunings, or if you're playing a song in drop D, put one in drop D, and I normally use E flat tuning, so I'd want another guitar in that just in case strings snap. So with strings, you need to bring extra picks, have them close by, have them in your pocket, have them in a holder on your guitar, just to find a way to do that. Make sure you've got enough leads in case, because I use a wireless, so my wireless could die, so I'll bring an extra couple of leads so I can place them back in and anything like that. Just make sure I've got all that. And obviously I've already gone into check past performances to see what I've done well and what I haven't. So next slide, please. Practical skills. So as I said with stage presence, I want to be able to move about on stage while I'm playing. And it's a bit sad, but I've been at home and I've tried moving about in front of the mirror to make sure I'll look good for the performances. So we had a gig at Cafe Indie last week, which isn't part of college, but I wanted to just capture the audience, not stand still on the stage. I wanted to move about, make sure I play everything to the best of my ability while moving, which is a lot harder skill to learn, but you have to practice no matter how stupid you feel in your bedroom in pajamas. Guitar skills, so I'd say I like to play in E minor a lot. I do play in other scales as well, but I want to learn some more exotic scales, just say like E mixed to Lydian. I can play them, but I'm not as confident as my usual pentatonic scales. So I want to learn more at that. I feel like I'm good with improvisation, but I want to learn more of the notes, just to make sure I can play and learn from different guitarists, like classical styles and acoustic and everything like that as well. And with my pedals, I have to make sure I've got the right pedal for the right song. So if I'm playing Crazy Train, I want this crunching, dynamic sound that crunches right through the mix. If I'm doing a song like Ever Let Me Go, an original, I need a smooth, light, atmospheric sound that doesn't sound too aggressive. So I have to make sure I can click the pedals when I'm wearing boots or whatever stage shoes, because it can get clunky. So I need to learn how to press the pedals and get the different pedals working. And I make sure I remember in my head, or have a written set list on the floor telling me which pedals to use at which point. And we want a smooth transition, so we don't want to end the song and we're all at the time. We need to practice and practice and practice to make that work. And then we also need to go into the next song, so we need to discuss as a band if we're going straight into the next song, or we talk to the audience at the same time. So next slide, please. So for my web bibliography, I'll have to show you my proposal. So that'll be on the slide, on the other page. If we go to that, please. It's that one, yeah. So for my context for this as well, just before I go into the Harvard referencing, I wanted to always do my technical ability and confidence of performance. I've been saying, I've obviously played different genres. I like to play rock and metal, which is my go-to, and I want to learn some more stuff like classical guitar. Like I can play acoustically, but I want to learn different things along the way as well, which I feel like I am learning being on this course. And it's helped me shape my identity as a guitar player and have my own style. Set list planning as well, make sure everything's sorted, which I've already spoke about. But for my final project, I do want to perform at Cafe Indie. I've performed at Cafe Indie quite a lot before. I've performed with a college and without college. April the 1st is where I want to do the best I can at the gig, get all the songs down, practice as much as we can, make sure everyone in the band is learning the songs, and we play as best of our ability. So we're both doing original songs and cover songs, which I've already delved into in the presentation. If you could scroll down to research, please. So to support on the project, I will use primary research by attending live gigs to watch other bands playing, how the stage presence lays out, and how they've got the set list, just to make sure it can align with my ideas of a perfect set list. So I've already gone into all of these anyway, but my secondary research will be looking at guitar books, looking at the scales in books, maybe online websites and stuff like that as well, online articles and YouTube as well, but that's all that. So problem solving, I've already been into just deliver a confident, engaging performance, and I have to rehearse as much as I can to make sure that can all go well. And planning and production as well, you have to do it over several weeks and months to make sure everything goes well, starting with a set list midway through, and then you've got to confirm with the rest of the band in the antidote that I'm in, that everything needs to align up with them as well. Next part, please. So for my practical skills, I'll have different guitar performance and incredible stage presence, which I've been into a couple of times already. Yeah, I've already been into that. So for my evaluation, I want to interact with the audience, engaging the listeners. I want to make sure all the tunings and my guitars are set up properly and stuff like that as well. So with that, I need to make sure we write everything down, make sure what we need is right on the day. So even if I'm at college or rehearsal before, I'll write down what songs are needed, what is needed, what pedals are needed. Even with bass, if we're using a different distortion pedal on the bass, you need to make sure everyone knows what they're doing. Everyone knows what songs, how to transition through everything as well. I'll be using some summative and formative evaluation. For my formative, I'll be using weekly diaries to help us remember all this stuff as well. And for my summative, I will be doing the task 6 where I'll evaluate everything in previous tasks 1 to 5. Next is my weblography and bibliography. So I've got a few to critically evaluate in there. So this is my, if you just stop, if you just go up a tiny bit, please. Yeah, so with one of my critical evaluations, it's PMT Online, so it's Play Music Today. That's where I was looking at a guitar for my next gig. So I wanted a new one that could tie in, so I've got a good guitar Sheckler and I wanted a new one, an LSP, so I was looking in depth at all that, and it would tell me about all the specs, what kind of strings they use, what kind of fretboard they use and what wood it's made from. And that would link into my next Harvard reference, because the downside, it doesn't tell me how it plays. So I can't see someone physically playing it, it just tells me everything else. So if you scroll down, please. So for my next one, it's a YouTube video explaining about the guitar. So it shows me how to play in different genres and everything like that. And so it goes from like really nice, calm playing, it can do a bit of country playing, and then it would show me some heavier tones in different tunings as well. If you just go on to the next one where it says critical evaluation, please. Next one, please. Yep. So I wanted to, if you just scroll down a tiny bit more, please. Yep. So I watched a YouTube video for this primary source of evaluation. So my guitar hero, Randy Rhoads, I've learned a lot from him. I don't want to be him, but I take a lot from his playing. So he improvises a lot on stage, which I do. But for this one particular, I wanted to watch the full concert. It was an Ozzy Osbourne concert. It's about 50 minutes to an hour long, and it basically is just telling me, it shows me in detail how he's performing, how he's holding his guitar, you know, his confidence, how he's rocking out, banging his head, how he can be calm in the slower songs and heavier in the heavier songs. The only downside to this was the quality was very poor, so it wasn't 1080p, it was more like 120p. So the quality is poor because there weren't many videos, but you could still perfectly see what he was doing. Just the quality was poor, and the sound wasn't as perfect as it could be, but that wasn't what I needed anyway. So if you scroll down, please, to the next one, that one. Oh, was the one above that? No, yeah, that one, please. So for my stage presence, I used this one. It was an online a website that I used, so it's Secondary for online websites. Yeah, Secondary for my stage presence. So they had lots of good techniques, about 13, and they were really good. But the only problem, some of them didn't really make sense. So I can't really stand on stage and then talk with the audience when I'm not a singer. Obviously, I'm a guitar player, so I want to talk with my music as well. If you scroll down, please. So for that one, I wanted to dress right. So I've been to gigs where I've just gone in like some cargos, Nike shoes, and a t-shirt. I wanted to look the part, so I looked at what I could wear on the stage. So I'd wear leather jacket for my last gig, which wasn't a college gig, and I wore a metal t-shirt, Black Sabbath one, and I wore some like different kind of cargos, more smart ones, and I wore some Doc Marten boots. So that makes me look more like I'm doing a rock band thing, metal music. So, and we all decided in the band to dress like that as well, just to make sure we all made sense on the stage, so we didn't look out of place. But some of them obviously don't work, so I'm not, like, maybe in the 80s if I was a bit more confident I'd be wearing flared skinny trousers and a crop top. I'm not going to do that now. I want to look more modern, look what I feel comfortable in. But that's just explaining all the different things. So you wore a lot of chains just to make everyone stand out as well. If you scroll down, please. So yeah, for my set list thing, I wanted to make sure we picked the right songs. So none of these unfortunately involved any of the rock and metal ones, but it would still tell us how to set up a good set list as well. Next, please. Yeah, so how to plan the gig. So we wanted to interact with the audience. So Scarlett would speak to the audience and would talk what she'd say, and then she'd write it down and rehearse it while we're in there playing, and she'd rehearse it at home as well. And then there might, in our second song, we'd make sure to go straight into that, and then we'd play a bit of a chugging riff and make sure we're all in time while Scarlett talks to the audience, so it doesn't go silent and we can keep up the momentum of the gig, which was what we always wanted. The only problem with this one, it didn't go into great detail about everything, but what was needed helped us out in the end. And I think there's one more, I can't remember. No, rehearsal. Do I even need my rehearsal diaries? No, I'm done now. So thank you for listening. Any questions? I wait every second about that. I just